And so with this, you are seeing Nvidia up 3.5% today. It's obviously Jensen Huang in the big story, and that Nvidia is the best and the greatest and all that. So you get this push and pull action from the dialogue on Wall Street. Tell me what you're seeing and hearing today.
Well, yeah, they've missed a nice rally since the start of the month. It's up 12% in the month of February. So making up some of the losses that we had. Remember, we had the big sell-off in there after the DeepSeek announcement on there. We've almost filled that gap to the upside here, and this comes out of earnings on the 26th. I think that's going to be a key catalyst for this stock moving forward. There were some notes out today. Evercore ISI put a $190 price target on it, said to buy the shares into that report on the 26th also, as sentiment has been pushed down on this stock. And then Argus came out with a note. Jim Kelleher, that's on the network once in a while, he put a buy rating, $175 price target on it. And this all goes back to, the CapEx spend. These tech companies aren't pulling back their AI investments, and Nvidia is a big chunk of that. And until we see that, you should expect some decent earnings coming up at the end of the month. But we did see some unusual option activity in here. Also today, not surprising, with another leg up on this rally. Out in the March monthly cycle, so 39 days expiration, traders bought over 10,000 of the 130 strike calls, paid an average debit of $12.50, so a hefty option premium, but these are in the money calls, so you're going to have to pay that. Implied volatility levels also up. So the break even for this trader, where they start to profit, 142.50 over the next 5.5 weeks. That's about 6% above the current share price in there. Call volumes nearly 2 million calls today. That's double the put volume that we're seeing today. So, yeah, a lot of bullish activity, not only today in Nvidia, but over the past week as the stocks tried to bounce back. Remember, this stock just hit all-time highs at the beginning of the year, above $153 a share. So it's still in correction territory, down about 12% from those all-time highs.
Are there hints about the future in the past? It does occasionally. For those who are thinking about investing in Nvidia, this could be fantastic news. According to history, now might be the best time to purchase Nvidia stock. Nvidia has benefited greatly from artificial intelligence, AI, in recent years, particularly from the emergence of generative AI. Since early 2020, the stock has produced a return of around 21 times, and over the past 12 months, it has increased by more than 80%. But in recent weeks, Nvidia's stock price has dropped. Investors were concerned that the booming demand for Nvidia's GPUs would slow down after the Chinese business DeepSeek introduced a low-cost AI model. According to DeepSeek, it used older Nvidia CPUs to create its R1 reasoning model, which performs admirably when compared to the finest AI models on the market. However, anytime Nvidia's stock fell by 10% or more in the past, it was a great moment to purchase. These decreases have occurred more frequently than you may imagine. Every year since 2015, with one exception, Nvidia's share price has dropped by a double-digit percentage from its peak. Each time, the stock recovered and eventually hit a new peak. The concept that this is the best time to buy in Nvidia is supported by history in more ways than just this rebound impact. The stock's performance following the company's quarterly earnings reports is another trend to take into account. Since the generative AI bubble was sparked by OpenAI's introduction of ChatGPT in late 2022, it is most interesting to look at this profits anticipation component. The stock performance of Nvidia in the weeks after the release of its quarterly reports in February 2023 is depicted in the chart below. The performance of Nvidia's stock following the most recent quarterly earnings report is shown here. Has this pattern persisted? Generally speaking, yes. Yes, there were a few outliers. Nonetheless, Nvidia has a strong history of exceeding Wall Street's earnings projections. This is significant because on February 26, 2025, just a few weeks from now, Nvidia will release its fiscal year 2025 fourth quarter results. Crucially, the business will record revenue from its potent new Blackwell chips for the first time this quarter. So, what implications does this have for Nvidia's stock? Let's explore that. But first, a big thank you to those of you who've stuck with us this far. Creating these videos takes significant effort and dedication, so if you're enjoying the content, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts on Nvidia stock in the comments. Your support truly helps us grow. Now, let's get back to the video.
Going back to the whole AI story, we're just talking to a partner, Andreessen Horowitz, just talking about where he sees the money flowing when it goes to AI. What are you seeing when it comes to not only investor interest, but also the money going following the development of DeepSeek and some other developments when we're talking about big tech and mega cap tech?
Yeah, we just put out a note today. I mean, we're seeing it's about 10% of budget in terms of IT budgets, in terms of AI spend. We're seeing about 7 of every 10 deals accelerate. And I think what you're looking at, if you have $325 billion of CapEx, it's the multiplier. I mean, you've talked about this before. For every dollar spent on an NVIDIA chip, there's an $8 to $10 multiplier across tech, across the ecosystem. Software, the use cases, that's where we've seen Palantir, Salesforce, and others. I think now we're really starting to see that monetization. I believe this is just the beginning of what's really going to be a massive spending wave in 2020.
Analysts predict a 63% year-over-year increase in NVIDIA's Q4 earnings. But Wall Street's projections might be overly negative, given that NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang has stated that the demand for Blackwell is crazy. History does not necessarily repeat itself, to be sure. Even while NVIDIA's stock price has consistently increased following double-digit percentage drops in the past, this does not guarantee that it will happen this time. It's possible that the company's history of exceeding earnings projections will end. Crucially, NVIDIA has never had to deal with the danger that DeepSeek now poses. Expectations of massive growth are reflected in NVIDIA's extremely high valuation, with its shares trading at 28.5 times trailing 12-month revenue. The stock would most likely plummet if anything were to sabotage that growth. Additionally, a lot of investors are worried that NVIDIA's expansion may be hampered by DeepSeek's AI technology. Among those investors is Aswath Damodaran, the Dean of Valuation, a professor of finance at NYU. According to a recent article he penned, DeepSeek's sudden foray into the AI discourse has the ability to alter the narrative around AI. In the process, it might also alter the plots of the numerous businesses that have profited from the AI craze over the past 2 years. He ranked NVIDIA as the company that has benefited the most from the hoopla surrounding AI. Over the past few weeks, however, a number of NVIDIA's biggest clients have released quarterly updates. They all intend to raise their capital expenditures considerably, with the express goal of increasing their ability to develop and implement AI models. For those who believe that history doesn't repeat itself but frequently rhymes, this is good news. To stay informed about the latest developments from NVIDIA and the ever-changing stock market, consider subscribing to our investing tutorial channel. We provide daily updates on significant market shifts and key catalysts, so hit that subscribe button to ensure you never miss crucial information. We'd love to hear your thoughts on NVIDIA stock, so please share your opinions in the comments below. Now, let's dive into today's video.
Interesting, because you said DeepSeek Monday saw risk appetites return, especially for NVIDIA. So people were just waiting for the stocks they like at a cheaper price, it seems.
Absolutely. And what I would say, NVIDIA, Palantir, Broadcom, those were 3 stocks. I saw a lot of buying on that day. And if you look, you take a step back, JP Morgan was talking about $8 billion of equity inflows in the retail sector that week, that specific week, that last week of January. We saw something very similar here with our clients, and that, like I said, they were looking for those dip buying opportunities. I mean, if you remember, Nicole, NVIDIA was down 17, 18% on that Monday. And as we know, we've talked about this many times, I think probably 10 out of the 12 months in 2024, NVIDIA was at least one of the top 2 buys. So it continues to be that way. It was a top buy again in January. NVIDIA, Palantir, and Apple were the
For the face of the artificial intelligence, AI revolution, the greatest days might be behind us. The introduction of the internet and its widespread use about 30 years ago started to fundamentally alter the corporate landscape. Investors have been waiting for the next revolutionary invention to emerge and support corporate America's long-term development expectations, even though this change didn't happen immediately. Artificial intelligence, AI, seems to have taken the call after a long wait. AI is giving software and systems the ability to understand, make decisions, and change without human assistance. Given that AI has applications in practically every industry on the planet, it should come as no surprise that PwC experts predict that by 2030, AI will boost the global economy by $15.7 trillion. NVIDIA has been the most proactive public business in the early phases of the AI revolution. High-compute enterprise data centers that are in charge of training massive language models and executing generative AI solutions have swiftly adopted the company's Hopper, H100, and Blackwell graphics processing units, GPUs, as the industry standard. However, NVIDIA's market capitalization of around $3.2 trillion already includes high-growth forecasts. When NVIDIA's fiscal 2025 fourth-quarter operating results are released after the closing bell on February 26th, There are three very specific reasons to think the company's stock is about to perform poorly. The potential of losing out on important data center real estate from its top clients by net sales is a greater threat, even though the majority of investors have concentrated on direct competitors like AMD. The majority of the Magnificent Seven are creating their own AI chips in-house. These GPUs are far less expensive and do not have a backlog, but they are unlikely to outperform Nvidia's Hopper and/or Blackwell chips in terms of compute power. Future purchases of Nvidia hardware from the most significant companies in America are likely to be let down as a result of this. Over the past 2 quarters, Nvidia's gross margin has already retraced 380 basis points from its peak of 78.4%. Don't be shocked if Nvidia's stock and gross margin are negatively impacted by diminishing AI GPU scarcity and increasing internal and foreign rivalry. To give credit where credit is due, no chip manufacturer is currently anywhere close to unseating the Hopper GPU or matching the processing performance of Nvidia's successor Blackwell chip. But the AI GPU shortage has also greatly helped the business. Nvidia has been able to charge a premium price for its AI GPUs and book orders well in advance due to the overwhelming demand for its technology and the limited availability. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of investing. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Investing Tutorial. We're here to help you make smarter investment decisions and stay ahead of the curve.